Hi, my name is Sheila Karenowak, and we're going to pick up right up. Today is Monday, August 14th, 2023. I'm going to pick right up in the Handbook for the New Paradigm, Volume 1. I am on session number 10, page 43. The movie The Siege contained heavy subliminal messaging. Just one point, remember that it used the Constitution to resolve the difficulty. However, their intention is to use executive orders so that there is no constitution, for where will there be a judge with authority to stand against the dark organization? Wow, that's interesting given what's been going on. The realization of that will quickly demoralize the people. That was another sleeping pill of greater magnitude than you realize. Asking for shielding and for discernment was quite effective, and it will be most helpful to use it as the situation progresses. It is something that will need to be done by each, and not something that can be done for a group by one person. Again, we go back to the law of individual responsibility. It will be interesting for you to know that the planetary consciousness is changing. Let us compare this to a breathing pattern. It is as though the planet is changing its steady intervals of inhale and exhale to an irregular pattern of deeper inhale as compared to the exhale as a gathering of internal energies. That is an area of our discussions that has not been covered. The planet, too, shall participate in the plan to change the situation. Remember that all manifestation at all levels is the result of the projection of thought into the malleable ethers. And in parentheses here, your name for creative potential. My words are the, pre-matter templates, so to speak. Oh, okay, and I just heard the realm of all potentiality, right? So some people refer to it as the void of creation as well. So back to the book here, and that thought is interactive within itself and the ability to maintain balance. You can perceive that you are beginning to experience a focus of change in a cooperative energy vibration. This has the potential to synchronize the inhabitant consciousness to blend with that of the planet as a whole. I believe John Lamb Lash has referred to something he calls planetary tantra, and perhaps this is similar to that. Back to the book. Perhaps this will allow you to begin to understand why we belabor the point of the importance of the parenting cells being of the consciousness that will produce this blending vibratory ratio. There shall be a quickening of the latent emotional connections to the planetary consciousness, not to the suffering on her part because of mankind's infliction of selfishness and greed, but to the area of conscious desire for change to a new and different experience. Remember, this is not the first civilization to experience here, and you do not know the history of these previous scenarios. No, that is true. I feel we are woefully ignorant about all that has taken place on this planet. Just as you experience and learn, so also is this repeated in the evolution of the planet as a whole. Here you begin to see the damming up of the energy that is occurring now. When a hole in this dam is released in a direction that the whole of this energy can blend into cohesively, then there can be a release that will flush away the infection and bring about a healing of marvelous proportion. Just as a journey begins with the first step, so also this begins with the tiny hole in the dam by the formation of the first cells of the birthing process. It is not yet clear exactly what the planetary involvement will be, as it depends upon the blend of energy that parents the part of the process that is contributed by humanity. It is the key that unlocks the whole of the project. We, of course, have observed various scenarios of possible energy combinations similar to your computer projections, and find that each brings forth a vastly different combination of possible reactions. Each leads to a similar end conclusion, not only in different combinations of similar elements, actions, and reactions, but in different elements, actions, and reactions entirely. Therefore, definite conclusions cannot be made from this perspective. Isn't that interesting? And I feel that is so too. So many folks have shared that they feel as though they're attending meetings and things are changing. We're like, we meet at night and have meetings about this has gone on, so now we need to do this over here, and now we're doing this over here. Kind of energy is what it comes through as, right? So we think this is interesting. Thus, once the selections are made and the first cells begin to act in the creation of the possible, quote, dream scenarios, it still will not be possible to project much of clarity until the dream scenario, becomes clear in the minds of these groups as a whole. Can we guide this process based on our test projections? We wish we could, but that would be unacceptable interference. In this case, the guidance will have to come from a higher source than we are. There is little doubt that the highest of high is most interested in what is happening here, and that source will be available for exactly the help needed. These miniature planetary think tanks will be allowed to play with possibilities, but the request for high source help will no doubt have much powerful input into the completion of the process. I can assure you that this level knows mankind to its very core and will guide the process, but there must first be the movement beyond desire into active thought projection for the purpose of manifesting this new experience. After the creative dreaming of possibilities, then follows the purposeful focus process to place the skeletal outline in place. The great reward will be the painting in of the details with the experience of that with which you will have created. The joy of this part of the process shall be wonderful indeed. And then we'll just go right into number 11. And we're on page 45. The mantra of this project must be, quote, in God we trust. You cannot trust manifested mass conscious beliefs. The seeds of death for your fellow human beings are beyond the planted seed stage and into sprouting and rapid growth. Remember, this was written in 2018. I always like to keep this front and center there because you can really see them now. There is no one, quote, salvation from this trap. I've said that many, many times. If you hear this is the way and the only way, run, 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 because that's not true. It is in the service to and total trust in the way through this situation. There is not a way out, there is only the way through. The subtle difference is not apparent, but is indeed of great importance. This says out, O-U-T, out implies resistance. Oh, I see. The way out implies resistance. Through implies movement. Through toward a greater goal lying beyond. Just as one does not get out of a mountain pass, but must move through it, so must you identify with the subtly different application. Yes, I am finding this is so, and words hold lots of triggers for each of us. Back to the book. Mankind falls into the dream of a great leader being raised up in consciousness to, quote, lead them out of this or any other dilemma. It cannot be. It must be by the inspiration of visualizing a way of life that fills the empty void of their consciousness that the political, scientific, and religious dogma of the past and present has brought to each. I feel that's so, so true. The realization that only by their desire to participate following a personal conscious decision will lead them through this experience to what awaits beyond. Man is an adventurous being, loving challenge. This desire for personal adventure, that's why I look at my life as a quest now, has been diverted into the false desire for safety. I feel that so. I fell for that trap. Hook, line, and sinker. So, man is an adventurous being, loving challenge. This desire for personal adventure has been diverted into the false desire for safety, the assurance of limited risk, and in parentheses, insurance. Remember the Navy posters that appealed to the young men by offering the adventure of sailing to unknown ports, only to end up with wooden guns guarding a metal fenced enclosure, such as did Bill Cosby. Okay, I don't know what that's about. I'm not aware of what that's speaking to. Military combat is represented as, quote, an adventurous activity, but it is not on a personal responsibility level. Each activity is planned out, not by being the individual, but by the layers of officers. Yet military heroes are those that, in the moment of need, act on their own to accomplish a deed of great risk to themselves. For the public at large, risk is left to such things as the risk of death on snowboards, skiing on possible avalanche areas, swimming in possible riptide areas, climbing steep mountains. These too shall be cut off to further stifle the soul into greater limitation. The pent-up feelings are then channeled into destructive outlets of war, gangs, rape, pillage, and other activities contrary to the purposes of manifested life, and that's life with a capital L. This leads mankind from its original purpose of finding the connection and the path of return to the Creator. You already know this, so of what point is this discussion? This is so that you might recognize the feelings that are prevalent, especially with the young people. What change is experienced when you remember that there is a plan to lead the human experience in the opposite direction, into the promised land of true personal adventure in dealing within the realms of personal self. This is what is being experienced in the greater manifested reality. It is but an enlarged mirror image of what is taking place within. I've said that many times myself. I look around and I see the metaphor out there for what is, I know, taking place within each and every one of us. And I've said many, many times that it seems like the entire planet is being asked, do you want to trust yourself and your own creative power? Or do you want to trust that guy over there because he thinks he knows better than you? And boy, oh boy, folks are getting to kind of to see what the deal is with that on every sort of level. Back to the book now. The identified 300 are but 300 focused tricks of these distorted egos given free rein through the manipulation of their minds. All effort has been made to assist individuals on the personal level to realize this. Now, the manifestation of the quote, evil, and in parentheses, misunderstanding and misuse must be dealt with by the extreme method of bringing forth a movement to halt this process on the same level as has been achieved by the misused egos of the dark ones. This has occurred by the process of the ego empowering itself into areas contrary to its purpose. This process has reached proportions of imbalance, which endanger the integrity of the galaxy/universe. Extreme measures have been sanctioned by the Creator to bring this back into balance. Oh, I just heard universal cleanup. Because of the love of the Creator for his fragments, all possible means to return these into equilibrium is being made. Some shall indeed be denied manifested life experience for what you would term long periods of time, as many opportunities to turn from their focus of separation have been given them. Others shall continue their lessons in other situations, for they are but innocently duped during the experience they chose by incarnating here. Those who have true intent and purpose shall move through the experience by their choices of participation within bringing forth this manifestation of the new creation scenario. This group focused demonstration will carry a power of transformation that shall be thrilling indeed. It is a gift of the Creator. This shall be a blessing and a gift of grace through a profound love focus beyond all previous experience. I'm actually going to mark this because I got something and I'm not at liberty to share it at this moment. But I have to mark this passage here, is what I'm being told right here. Okay. Through this shall the raising of this planet occur. Its transcendence shall ripple outward through all of creation, allowing new levels of experience. The transcending participants will enjoy the rewards of participating within this completion. The mercy and grace available within the loving focus of the Creator is included within the infinity of, quote, His love. The infinite mind is unable to fathom this, but there shall be an expansion of the ability to encompass this to a greater degree within this focus of human experience and expression within the changing of the dimensions. But even the dimensions shall change through this scenario so that all consciousness shall be thrilled by the new experience and be further awakened. Now, does the greeting, quote, welcome to the winning side, carry new meaning? Indeed, the intent of these messages is to deepen the resolve and to give all possible support to the tasks upon your plates. May your hearts be inspired to continue your devoted participation with the blessings of all beings of light involved in this project. Your Bible has a saying, and quote, and she pondered this in her heart. An apt way of putting it. May you open your consciousness to experience the love that surrounds, inspires, and protects you on this day. Indeed. That's the end of chapter 11. And so I'm going to end this one here. I hope that you've enjoyed this. And if you feel led to share and like and subscribe, that would be lovely. And until next time, I hope that you will move only towards that which brings you joy in each moment. And be well, my friends.